Wow. Sweetheart, you are gorgeous. A heavenly vision. Look at you.
I love you.
Sweetheart. I love you. Let's do this.
Say when. Oh, okay. I can?
Yeah.
Here I come. Oh, wow. I like it.
I like the vest.
Thank you.
Are you mic'd up?
I am, yes. You're shaking.
I love you.
Me too. Did you survive your morning?
I'm good.
Good.
What do you think?
I like it. It's very flowing. Just as poofy as I figured it'd be.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Benjamin, will you repeat after me? I, Benjamin, take you, Jane,
I, Benjamin, take you, Jane,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
and I do promise and covenant
and I do promise and covenant
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be a faithful, loving, and devoted husband,
to be a faithful, loving, and devoted husband,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
Jane, now will you declare your solemn vow to Ben? Please repeat after me. I, Jane, take you, Benjamin,
I, Jane, take you, Benjamin,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband.
and I do promise and covenant
I do promise and covenant
before God and these witnesses
before God and these witnesses
to be a faithful, loving, and devoted wife,
to be a faithful, loving, and devoted wife,
in plenty and in want,
in plenty and in want,
in joy and in sorrow,
in joy and in sorrow,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
as long as we both shall live.
as long as we both shall live.
You may kiss your bride.
We were in Boy Scouts for a little bit growing up, and this is our first summer camp, which was a week-long camp in the middle of summer. And it was our first one without the parents there. And he was doing the Wilderness Survival Merit Badge and had to build a shelter and sleep in it for a night at least. And I was out doing all of my activities. I come home to our base camp at the end of the night, and he had just gotten back with the counselor who was teaching that merit badge and with our scoutmaster, and he was definitely a wreck. Apparently it was not all that he had imagined. And it took a little bit of convincing. First, I wanted him to go out there, face his fears, be big, strong. He just wouldn't have it. There were definitely tears. He was, how old were you? Probably 10, 11. Yeah. So at last I convinced him to just set up a tarp and bring his cot out from the tent and sleep in the middle of our camp. And we convinced the merit badge counselor that it would count for the merit badge. But that was when he started growing up. When I first heard about Jane, I think I'd come over for Christmas and had met some of the people at Sprague Church. And then I heard about it, I think through Deb, because he actually talked to her. We don't talk about stuff because we're brothers. But I heard about it through Deb. He's like, oh, Ben's got a girl. I'm like, so Ben, what about this girl? It's like, oh, I don't know. I like her, but I think if I actually was going to do something about it, God would let me spend a lot more time with her. And then COVID happened, and they ended up living in the same house for several months. Ben, you've been there for most of my life, and I really appreciate how steady and steadfast you are. You've never caused a lot of problems, and you've always managed to fix most of mine. So I appreciate you. Cheers to the happy couple.
Hey everyone. First off, I want to say congratulations to Jane and Ben. This has been such an exciting and special day, and I couldn't be happier for them. My name is Ruby, and I'm the bride's little sister. So obviously I've known Jane for most of her life and all of mine. And if putting up with me for almost 17 years isn't impressive, I don't know what is. Jane is so amazing that she has honestly set the bar pretty high. So, thanks for that, Jane. You've set an example that's nearly impossible to live up to. Jane's the kind of person who takes initiative. She's an adventurer and is the one that will push me to do new things, even when I'm terrified to do them. She was the first one of us to jump on a roller coaster, and through her peer pressure, she got me on a roller coaster too. Since then, I've turned into a roller coaster addict and adrenaline junkie, all thanks to Jane. Jane's also one of the smartest people I know. If you engage in a battle of wits with her, you'll probably end up doubting everything you ever knew. I have so many fond memories with my big sister that it's hard to pick one. Whether it be singing along to musicals at the top of our lungs, laughing until we cry, or driving the rest of the family crazy with our shenanigans, hanging out with Jane is always a fun time, as long as you keep her from getting hangry. And then there's Ben. One of my first interactions with Ben was rather unique. What happened was I accidentally shot tomato juice into his ear from across our kitchen counter. And instead of being terribly offended, he just turned to me and said, "Nice shot." I was really embarrassed because I hadn't known Ben for that long, but he was so gracious about it that I realized he wasn't as scary as I had originally thought. As I've gotten to know Ben better over the past couple years, he's become a great friend. Ben is thoughtful, he's optimistic, and he's encouraging, unless we're playing Mario Kart, when he becomes absolutely ruthless. Although, for some reason, he still won't seem to admit that I'm better at Mario Kart than him. But that's neither here nor there. In all seriousness, though, I'm so excited to have gained Ben as a brother. Their story reminds me of a quote from one of my favorite movies, The Fellowship of the Ring. The quote goes, "I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone." This quote perfectly captures the essence of their love and the promise they have made to each other. As they begin this new chapter in their lives, I am certain that they will face all of life's adventures and challenges side by side with unwavering love and support for one another. So again, I wish you both the best. Everyone, please raise your glasses with me. A toast to Jane and Ben, that God would bless your marriage and that you would live happily ever after.
Planes fly me to outer space. That's where I'll see your Oh,